Hey guys, let's start with new chapter of Loyalpin Volume 2, Chapter 45. My dear boss. Brick? Yes, my lady. Come up and normally sit with me. Sitting on the floor like that, or then your beautiful penang will get dirty. Princess Anel, sitting on a long dark brown lawn chair in front of a large pond, turned to speak to Prick, who neatly sat with legs folded back to one side next to the princess' knee. Is that good, my lady? I don't dare put myself on your level like that. Is there anything bad, Prick? We are in a public park, not inside the palace wall. You sit on the ground like that, people passing by will turn to look with wide eyes. Come, sit up here with me. Hearing this, Prick turned around in a restless gesture with extreme hesitation. By the time she was able to get up and sit beside Princess Anil on the chair, several minutes passed by. Ha! Princess Anil glanced at the Prick, who had moved to sit on the far right of the chair while smiling. Why are you sitting so far away like that? Do you hate me? No, no, not at all, my lady. Prick shook her head. I was considerate to you. How many times have I told you to act like my friend when we are outside the palace? Oops. Sorry, friend, Prick said, raising her hand to brush her hair back and forth. I forgot. Princess Anil was able to laugh for the first time in many days. Prick pretended to move in a little bit closer, as was nominally, but kept a subtle distance in the middle. Have you been here before? Princess Anil spoke up while looking intently at the large pond in front of her. The water surface was only slightly swaying wind in the late afternoon of the end of the rainy season, the beginning of the winter day like this. The shade of the giant rain tree spreads over the solemn brown lawn chair where Princess Anil sits. Now and then, a few dark yellow leaves fall to the ground. Never, never. Prick raised her hand and brushed her hair in embarrassment, still adhering to Princess Anil's order that she assigned Prick to take on the role of her own dear friend, as she usually did when they were outside the palace walls. Please speak normally. We are sitting together. No one can hear us. Princess Anil spoke while smiling a little. Yes, my lady, Prick replied and secretly let out a sigh of relief. Do you like it here? Princess Anil's voice was very gentle. I like it, my lady. It's vast, and as far as my eyes can see, wherever you look, you see only the silver color of the water, the blue sky, and the big green trees. It's so beautiful. Kunpin also likes this place. My lady? Rick secretly looked at Princess Anel's beautiful face suspiciously. It's the first time that Princess Anel has spoken about Lady Pilantita directly without avoiding using the words she or that person, or she has done since the incident occurred several weeks ago. Nevertheless, Princess Anel's face was still smooth and emotionless. Her dark eyes were still staring blankly at the surface of the large pond, fixed. Her body was like a stone statue that was carefully sculpted. I have brought Kunpin to hang out here a few times. If possible, I still want to bring her here many more times. Our dates were nothing more than seeing a movie, eating a delicious meal at a Chinese restaurant in Yovrat, and ending up sitting here looking at a still pond without talking to each other. But, do you believe it or not, Princess Anel turned the ring on her right ring finger gently. Only this, I was so delighted. I want nothing more than to be at Kunpin's side. I don't want to announce to anyone that we both love each other. I'm not longing for wonderful words of blessing from anyone. I only wish that everyone wouldn't interfere in the place where we both modestly hide. That's enough. Nevertheless, even just that, I still can't fulfill my hopes like anyone else. Saying this, Princess Anil smiled lightly. Unfortunately, Prick saw that it was the saddest smile in the world, both Princess Anil's world and Prick's world. My dear princess, please don't be sad like that, Prick said, raising her hand to quickly wipe away the tears in her eye because she didn't want to shed tears in front of her princess and cause her to be even more sad than before. Please, don't cry about me. Princess Anna's voice was very gentle and maybe too soft. At this time, Prick loudly cried as she couldn't hold back anymore. Princess Anil could only offer her handkerchief to wipe Prick's face with concern. But Prick had already pulled up the hem of her brightly colored shirt to wipe away the tears from her face thoroughly. Why can't I cry? From time immemorial, I have never seen you in such distress and sorrow as this. How could you? Princess Anel spoke faintly. Everyone kept saying, I'm a girl who has never been sad like others. You are so brilliant. Her big brown eyes stared at Princess Anel with extreme respect. Now, I can't be brilliant anymore. Princess Anel smiled. At this time, I'm probably more tearful than Kunpin. That's impossible, Prick said, scratching her lips as if she didn't want to continue the story. Why did you say that? Well, Kunpin almost has tears instead of rice. Prick continued to scratch her lips like that. Mei told me that if Princess Padmika didn't ask Kunpin to do anything, she would just sit absent mindedly in the reading room and dry her tears silently like that all day. What about Kunkua? Princess Anil's eye filled with confusion towards Prick. Doesn't he come and see her every day? He does. Nevertheless, sometimes Kunpin allows himself to see her, and sometimes she doesn't. She claims to be somewhat unwell or busy translating books. All kinds of excuses for not coming out to meet Kunkua, my lady. Then wouldn't Auntie Pat complain? Princess Anil's slender brow rose in wonder. Auntie Pat shouldn't have allowed Kunpin to disrespect Kunkua. Both I and Mekoi are surprised as you about this matter. However, it is true that since the engagement day between Kunpin and Kunkua has passed, it's like Princess Padmika will do everything as Kunpin desires. She isn't as strict with Kunpin in every matter as she used to be. Is that so? Yes, my lady. By the way, is Kunpin still in good health? Has she been sick? Princess Anil asked while glancing absent minded at the platinum ring that shone brightly on her right ring finger. No one knows the truth about the matter because Kunpin often kept herself in her room. She might be sick, but sometimes it may be used as an excuse for not having to come out and see Kunkua. Hmm. To sum it up, no one is happy these days, Prick muttered. Not even Kunkua himself. Not really. Having to be engaged to Kunpin like that, why would he not be happy? Princess Anil argued. He can only possess his Kunpin, but not her heart. How can he be happy? But if Kunkua truly possesses Kunpin, Kunkua may not care much whether he has Kunpin's heart. The happiness of being possessed is delightful enough. People's hearts are so complicated, Prick continued to mumble. People's feelings are always complex. But there might still be a way. Prick swallowed her sticky saliva with difficulty. However, Kunpin is still only engaged, not yet married, my lady. The path beyond that is very blurry. Princess Anil's voice was so hoarse and soft that Prick could hardly hear it. But it doesn't mean you can't see it at all. Even on the engagement day, Kunpin didn't take off the ring you gave her. Prick smiled at the corner of her mouth. I saw Kunkua's face looking so embarrassed when he was wearing an engagement ring, overlapped with an old ring with a brighter, more luxurious diamond that hardly can be compared. Princess Anil raised her face and looked arrogantly at the sky. Her slender brow frowned. Her dark eyes narrowed in thought. I'm also surprised that Auntie would allow such a thing to happen. Princess Padmika is hard to suspect, my lady. That is true. Princess Anil nodded in agreement with Brick. But Kunpin's feelings are not the solution. How, my lady? I don't understand. Brick scowled. The solution to this matter doesn't matter how I or Kunpin feel, Princess Anil said, rhythmically tapping her index finger on the armrest of the lawn chair. It turns out that Kunkua's behavior is what matters. Hmm. Brick let out a low noise in her throat. Am I foolish, my lady? I don't understand anything. You're not stupid. Princess Anil smiled. If there is someone who is stupid, that person is Lord Quackett, not you. He's a fool who doesn't know that he has a diamond in his hand and was too busy rolling in the mud on the side of the road. You mean, my lady? I still don't know for sure. The Grand Prince just told me a little bit. The rest, I'll have to ask you to help me. Got it, Prick? At your service, my lady. That's it for this chapter, guys. I know it's a short chapter, but I'll see you next with next chapter soon, chapter 46. And thanks a lot, everyone. We have completed 100 subscribers today. And thanks a lot. Thanks a ton. I'm so happy that our family is growing. Thank you so much.